Hi, I'm Brittany Rizzo, and welcome to My Only Friends. On today's episode, I sat down with Skyler Bible. Born and raised in Santa Barbara, California, Native American actor and stuntman Skyler Bible has become a familiar face whose lovable and distressed characters have been seen around the world at international festivals, streaming, and on the big screen. Skyler has played many diverse characters on TV shows, including Star Wars, The Book of Boba Fett as Luke Skywalker's best friend who stands up for what he believes in Fox's 911 Lonestar, a college athlete that thinks it's the right thing to ski on a highway, not weighing the potential life-altering risks, and Ryan Murphy's Monster, the Jeffrey Dahmer Story portraying a real-life victim, Richard Guerrero. Skyler can now be seen in the highly anticipated live-action remake of Disney's Lilo and Stitch. He portrays Agent Foster, who is Cobra Bubbles' right-hand man and a voice in his ear in the hunt for Stitch. Lilo and Stitch will be out in theaters on May 23rd. In addition to being a part of a major Disney release, Skyler is also in an upcoming comedy drama directed by Jay Duplas, See You When I See You. This episode reminds me of the Friends episode, the one with the pediatrician. Joey sets Phoebe up on a blind date with Mike, played by Paul Rudd. When they actually get to know each other, she asks him to prove that he can play the piano, even though there isn't one around. Mike then does an incredible impression of someone playing the piano, and it makes me laugh every time I watch it. Skyler also had to do his best piano playing impression when he booked his first big gig on Victorious as a piano player. I also want to note that since this interview, I have watched Zoolander, and I absolutely loved it, and I really can't believe it's taken me this long to see it. Please enjoy my conversation with Skyler Bible. I already feel like we have to talk about the posters behind you.
Oh no.
I get like a little glimpse of who you are by looking in the background.
Oh yes. Yeah, there's some nerd back there. There's some films back there. There's some art back there.
Am I crazy? What is for the First Man? What movie is that? Oh my God.
That's that's the Ryan Gosling astronaut Neil Armstrong movie.
Were you in that?
I was.
Yes, that's right. Okay, I was just looking that up because did they change the title? I literally was just looking for it everywhere.
Oh no, can you not find it? That's not good.
Well, because in your bio that they sent me, it said Apollo 12. So I'm looking everywhere for Apollo 12, and this thing is called First Man.
He was the guy that I played was like the commander of Apollo 12.
Oh, well, okay. So yeah. I am super smart is what you're saying. I can read. Nice to meet you. I know how to read. Oh my gosh. We'll blame that on dyslexia. How are you? It's nice to meet you.
Good to meet you too.
What are you up to today?
Ooh, today I'm kind of doing a bunch of errands. I'm all running around, getting groceries. I'm out of food. So I gotta go do a food run.
Honestly, same. And my list today just says like, get like food. That's all it says. Like, just get like food.
Food.
Yeah.
I have a problem with like going out and buying out, like just getting food out all the time.
Yeah.
Right when I get groceries. And so this time I'm gonna eat, I'm gonna cook, and then that's what I'm gonna do.
Are you a good cook?
I feel like with certain things, yes. Yeah. But other things, not at all. I feel like I have like a few things in my repertoire that I can do pretty well, but
yeah, I hate cooking. I hate grocery shopping. Like it's just always, I eat the same thing every single night for dinner because I'm like, I can't be bothered to follow a recipe. It's so much work. And then by the time you get done cooking the meal, then you're like, I don't even think I'm hungry anymore. Now I have to clean all this up.
Right. Yeah, you eat the food in like 10 minutes and you got to spend 20, 30 cleaning up.
Yeah, it's just so much to be an adult. So, okay, let's get to know you. Yeah. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this too because we get to talk about Lilo and Stitch, and that's currently my 4-year-old nephew, Nash, is currently obsessed with Stitch right now. Like, just got back from Disney World, fully face painted Stitch.
Oh, love it.
9. We'll save that for. I want to get to know you first because sure. I do have things to say about Lilo and Stitch. You're from California?
Yeah, I grew up in Santa Barbara, so not too far from LA where I'm at now. But
I feel like Santa Barbara, though, I just went to Santa Barbara for the first time last summer,
It's the best.
and I feel like it's so different from here.
It is. It is. It's completely different. It's like an hour and a half away, but completely different.
Like another world.
Yeah, it's chill. No one needs to like rush to get anywhere.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, yeah, go for it.
What's the taco shop there that I went to? La Superica.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my God, it was
Oh yeah.
so bomb.
Every
So good.
I have to say, all the food in Santa Barbara
Hmm.
is like
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well,
so amazing.
it's funny because I really wanted to go to that taco place because did you ever watch Alias?
A long. That's a Jennifer Garner one, right?
Yeah.
That's a long time. Yes, yes. I think a few episodes,
I
but I've
watched it for the first time last year. And her and Vaughn, all they wanted to do was just like go get married in Santa Barbara and go to that taco spot. And I was like, well, clearly I have to go
that's
here now.
hilarious.
And I was like, damn, this is so good. Granted, I was by myself, not with, Vaughn, but it's okay.
No, that's okay. Hey, but I'm glad it got you to go to Santa Barbara. That's great.
Yeah. And I went to the zoo and I fed a giraffe. I went on like a solo trip there. It was the most crazy and learning, insane experience, just like solo travel, because I'm really not good at it.
Love that place. That's a great place to solo travel too. You can walk State Street back and forth, and
Mm-hmm.
there's the
Mm-hmm.
pier, and you can kind of just chill and do whatever. It's great.
Yeah. So when did you move to LA?
Oh, 2009.
Okay.
Yeah, 2009, 2010. Yeah, kind of right out of high school. I had like a crazy. I got into school in Washington, and then I had an opportunity out here, and was like, oh, maybe I can put school off for a little bit. My mom wasn't happy, but um, yeah, it was just an audition too. It wasn't like anything nuts. And then I ended up getting it, and then that was kind of, oh, maybe I'll stay here for a while.
That's amazing. So what did you initially go to school for?
I was just gonna go to school for it was a liberal arts school in
Hmm.
Puget Sound, and it was just gonna be theater based, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do, but I know that I wanted to do something in performing in the theater or film, something along those lines.
Hmm.
Uh, and they had such a great program for just the arts. So I was like, 4 years of the arts, sign me up.
So when you were a kid, were you obsessed with movies and TV, or were you like put in like a school theater program and you were like, "Oh, I can do this," or "I like this." Like what was your initial like spark that got you into the arts in general?
It's definitely the people of
Mm.
the theater program that I had to take an elective. I was a big sports guy, so I did like soccer and football, baseball, the whole thing. I thought that was going to go that route, and then uh, had to take an elective. And was like, I'll do theater. It'll be easy. It'll be quick. And then fell in love with the people and the atmosphere that they had, and just the
Hmm.
like lightness and fun of it. And uh, then I saw Gladiator and was like, oh, how do I how do I do that? I want to do that.
You're like, "I need to be Russell Crowe."
Yeah, how do I be Russell Crowe? Oh man,
I love that. Well, because I ask that for a lot of people. Like, what was the moment? Like,
yeah,
who was it? What were you watching where you're like, oh my God?
yeah. And my family too had always been a big movie family. That's what we do when Christmas, Thanksgiving, the whole thing. We eat and we watch movies, and that
Yeah.
was like our thing. And it's not just one movie. It's one movie ends and we go get food and snacks and drinks and hang out and talk and then come back and let's watch Goodfellas. Let's watch It's a Wonderful Life, obviously for Christmas stuff.
Hmm.
But like it was always that was like our bonding way.
Yeah. Same. It's so funny because like growing up, like, I mean, I had to be like 9 or 10 years old and I was like watching Will and Grace every week with my parents, like it
Yeah,
wasn't.
yeah,
When people like say like they didn't grow up watching TV or movies or like that their parents weren't really into TV, I'm like, my parents watch so much TV. Like,
yeah.
I kid you not, half the people I talk to on this podcast, it's because I've been like watching a TV show that I've never like it was never on my radar. And I'm like, and then Heather or like the PR company will be like,
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, they're with them. And I'm like, oh my God. My parents watched
I love that.
literally that Hawaii rescue show that you did. They
Yeah.
watched that. And then I was like, oh, that's Lindsay
Love
from
that.
Gilmore Girls. Like I have this
Yeah.
like thing where I can just watch something and know immediately who was on Friends and Gilmore Girls from a show.
Great skill. I have a friend that can do a version of that where like he knows like exactly what day
Yeah.
and what year like a movie or like a show like premiered.
Oh,
It's crazy.
yes, yes.
Your guys, the memory. Well done. Well done.
But I
That's
do love that because it is such a bonding moment with our parents.
yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes we're like watching TV shows where it could be like a mother-daughter relationship or a father-daughter or a son and mother,
Yeah.
where you're kind of like, it almost feels like an elephant in the room sometimes because they're having a moment and you're like, now do you fucking get it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
You're like, oh, this is exactly what's happening between us right now. Maybe if they're watching it on screen, they'll go, oh,
Get it. Yeah.
yeah. But it is too like, when you don't have much to say or anything, like, and you're all watching something together, just that like communal laugh or having those feelings with each other. Like, it's already important, I think, when you go to theater, when you go to a movie.
Yeah.
But when you're with your family having that, it feels way more special.
Totally. And then you share that moment, you share that laugh, and you have inside jokes with all,
Mm-hmm.
you watch 4, 5, 20, and you
Mm-hmm.
start to have all of these. It's great. My mom and I had a prison break night. Every Monday was
Nice.
like our prison break night. Yeah.
That's so, yeah. That I got both my parents hooked on Gilmore Girls, so that's like one of my favorite
Good show.
accomplishments.
Good show.
And also Friends. Like I just having Friends on in the background at my parents' house is like it just
Yeah.
cuts any sort of tension also.
It's,
It's like,
it's powerful. Yeah.
can we really be that snippy with each other after day 5 with each other if, Joey's being an idiot? Like it's
Right.
hard.
Right.
And it kind of takes the focus off of whatever's going on in the family.
Totally. Totally.
Now, being that your parents loved watching TV and film with you, are they in the arts at all, or are you just like completely different?
No, my mom is very creative.
Mm.
So she'll do like arts and crafts and all that kind of stuff. But I'm kind of the only one that did any of the artistic career route, I think,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Mm-hmm.
which I kind of love. I kind of love that I'm like the odd man out a little bit.
Do you have siblings?
No, it's just me.
Oh, only child.
No, I have a pretty big family, which is great. So I have a lot of cousins, a lot of aunts, a lot of uncles. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So you go to school and then you get this audition. What is this audition that brings you back to LA?
it was for a keyboardist on Victorious,
That's amazing. There's
and they
your
were like,
ticket, baby.
"Yeah." Play keyboard in the Victorious band. It was great.
Hell yeah.
Um, yeah, they were just like, "Oh, can you play keyboard?" And I went, "No." And they went, "Can you act like it?" I went, "Yes, sure can." And
Yep.
it worked. It totally
That's
works. Rocked
amazing.
out on it. Yeah, it was great.
So what was that experience on set? Like, what was that feeling like? Because obviously playing that world-renowned keyboarder on Victorious changed
Right.
the trajectory of your career path.
It did. It did. Oh yes. It was so surreal. I didn't really know like who the cast. Well, I didn't know like I knew it was Nickelodeon, which is awesome in the studio and the whole thing, but I didn't know like who these people were who were like next to me. And
Mm-hmm.
so like the whole like being starstruck aspect of it, I think didn't hit until like much later.
Right.
But it was really, I mean, it felt like it was natural. It felt like it was the next like from theater, from doing all these plays and little shows and stuff. It felt like the next fun step to take too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I just wanted to keep doing more after it.
Yeah.
I kind of got addicted. It was great.
And then like how soon after that? Because like I know for me, like I had that moment and then I didn't book anything for like another year. And I was like, well, I
Right.
thought I was going to be a Disney Channel star. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell?
That's what
So,
happened to me.
okay, cool.
Yeah. I booked that show and I was like, oh, cool. So this is what it is. It's this easy. You
Yeah.
go to one audition, you book it, great. And then it was like, I think it was a kind of similar time frame. I think it was like a year
Hmm.
later. I went to little auditions, but it was like also let me kind of like figure out like what this city is. And like
Hmm.
I moved in with three guys I didn't know, and I
Hmm.
was still 17 at the time, I think.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
that's young.
yeah. So I went right from like graduating high school to coming out here.
It's
Uh,
amazing.
and the school too that I had gotten into, where I like let them know kind of what I was doing, and they're like, "Oh yeah, no problem, go for it. Like, there's always a spot for you when you come back."
Yeah.
And it's I don't know, it was a cool step that I think everyone was kind of behind, but family wise, people were behind it, but still like, well, get a backup. Why don't you get something to like, support yourself?
What was your quote unquote backup that you don't need
Oh, I
anymore?
didn't have one. It
Hell
wasn't.
yeah. I love that so much.
Yeah.
I literally just
I was
had
like,
this
yeah,
conversation. Like when people are like, "What's your backup?" Like,
no,
there is no backup.
that's not a choice. Mm-mm.
Like, I think if you have that mentality, like I need a backup plan, then you're already telling the universe or you're giving energy to this is probably not going to work out. And I
Right.
just can't do that.
There's no other option. There's no
Hmm.
other option. And
I
I
love
have
that.
done a ton of jobs, but none of them were going to be the way that I was going to go.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and it was a lot of trial and error, a lot of trial and error of like, oh, maybe it's this way. No. um, did a lot of extra work when I first came out here. Met a lot of people who were
Yeah.
just kind of stuck in that like extra loop, and
The
I was,
lifers.
yeah, yeah, the lifers.
It happens. It happens. But I mean, I did the same thing when I first moved out here. I met so many people by
Yeah,
doing it and like I loved it. But once I saw somebody show up with a lawn chair and like a full cooler of their own stuff, I was like, I gotta get out of here. Like
yeah.
I don't want this to be my life, you know?
It was a glimpse of something I didn't want, but
Right.
also a great learning tool of like, oh, this is how a set works.
Exactly.
This is
Like
like, yeah,
and also having that moment of looking at these actors being like, I can do that.
yeah. I was like, what?
Yeah, like I can do that. Take the note. Like I can do it. Put me in, coach.
You're
Yeah.
in the background. Come on. Yeah,
That's so funny. Now, was there somebody because you didn't live super far from home?
yeah,
So were you going back to Santa Barbara a lot? And like I would imagine that would be because like for me, like if my parents lived in Santa Barbara, I would stay with them and just like drive all the way out to LA for auditions
yeah,
if I have to.
yeah. Which I was going to do, but my mom was working overseas like the next year.
Oh wow.
So she left, and it was like, okay, you're settled and kind of hanging. So she like went, and she worked in Greece and Thailand and in
Wow.
China and like all over the place. But I also had family in like Santa Clarita too. So it
Oh.
wasn't like I kind of family sprinkled around, but
Hmm.
not a lot. But if there was anything that I was like feeling homesick, or
Yeah.
I could always go. I had like outs, I guess.
That's
Uh,
so nice.
yeah, it was good. It
Or
was a
like need to do laundry or like you're hungry.
yeah, exactly, exactly.
Now, when you moved out here, was there somebody who kind of like took you under their wing or that really helped you kind of understand the business and like helped you get your feet on the ground in the beginning?
Not for like the first 2 to 3 years. It was kind of just me trying to figure it out because
Hmm.
everyone that I would meet was all on the same, was on like the same level.
Right.
But then I had an agent reach out to me over like Facebook, and I was like, "This is a scam. This is this
Yeah.
is not real." Uh, and I ignored it for like a week, and they somehow found my email and then emailed me, and then uh, I like got a meeting with them, and they were kind of the ones to be like, "Hey, this is how it worked." They like were very
Hmm.
handholdy about it, which was great.
Yeah.
Um, and then from there it was kind of from there I met friends of, you know, who were at a higher tier or had done it for a long time,
Right.
and that kind of showed me, okay, this is the A to B to C of it all. This is
Hmm.
what I need to have, and this is what doesn't work. This is what works. But it was a lot of failed auditions and a lot of
Oh,
making a
for
fool
sure.
of myself. And you're not supposed to, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
there's a lot of mistakes.
I
Yeah.
mean, I still, when I get an audition, I'm like, wait, should I do that action on camera? Like, you still second guess certain things in self tapes, I feel like, for
Totally.
sure. And I'm always like in the group chat, like, what would you guys do for this? Because,
Exactly. You always need to reach out and be like, okay, what
yeah, I
is
remember I got this audition. It was the entire short film. The audition was the entire short film. And I was like, are you guys insane? And it was due the next day. And it was all
yeah,
so physical. And I was just like, I have no idea how to do this. But like, cool. I just made a whole movie in my apartment tonight. Like,
yeah. That's I feel like what I've definitely done
yeah.
those for sure.
Yeah.
Here's 10 pages. It'd be great if you were off book.
Yeah. What
For sure.
was the role where you felt like, okay, this is the trajectory? This is where you felt like now I am a working actor. Like all the years of hard work have paid off.
Oof. Honestly, it was probably that guy. It was
Apollo
my
12.
first. Yeah, Apollo 12. Um, yeah, it not because not that one specifically, but I think that movie opened up
Mm,
doors to where people like, I guess, quote unquote, took me seriously.
yeah.
Yeah, just I had done a few short films with the production company that had just great people and a great time and writers and filmmakers, and they were starting to make bigger and bigger movies. And I think when I did the First Man movie, they knew about it or heard about it or something, and so they were started considering me for like bigger and bigger roles in their stuff.
Hmm.
And then from those movies, I was kind of I became a part of the circle of like the indie circuit and
Yeah.
the festival runs, and we started to meet directors and writers. And then from there it was like, oh, be in this short film and be in this feature and be a little bit part in here, and then just started making relationships. And then from there, you know.
Yeah. Now, was there something that like I just had a girlfriend who went to her first red carpet premiere because she's in the new account
Yeah.
movie, Marielle. I'm so proud of her.
It's
But she
awesome.
was like, I learned so much, like just by going to this event. So when you were on, your first big film with Ryan Gosling, like, was there something where you were like, wow, I'm so glad I learned this? Like, this was an eye-opening moment for me.
That entire movie
Yeah.
was like, let me keep my mouth shut and let me keep my eyes and ears open, because there were, I mean, you would watch Linus Sandgren, who was the DP of that film,
Hmm.
and then Damien behind him. So Damien would go through and be like, this, let's grab this and let's grab this, and Linus would kind of track it, and then they would just do it, and it'd be like one take, two take, done. And just to watch like two collaborators
Hmm.
that were just in sync was like, okay, that's how you make a movie over the course of a month or 2 months, or that's like the relationship you need to have. And then most of my scenes in that movie were with Ethan Embry,
Hmm.
who has been, working for 40 years. And we were just having a talk about like back and forth, this dumb conversation, whatever, just talking about stuff. I think it was about some podcast or something. And it was, we were like about to shoot, like it was pictures up and almost action, and he was still talking about the podcast that we were talking about, and
You're
it
like,
was
dude, I'm trying to
action.
prepare.
Yeah, I was like, dude, how do you
Like, shh,
and
Ethan.
and it was action, and he was immediately in it.
Wow.
And it was such a, I don't know, it's just so cool just to watch these seasoned guys
Hmm.
do, like, who have been doing it forever, just know how to like drop into character and then hold yourself on set, and how to collaborate with people of the same caliber.
Yeah, yeah. And like
Incredible.
that's That's amazing. And that's how I feel like even if I go to like a taping of a friend's show or something, like I am just the whole time taking it all in and watching these people and being like,
Yeah,
okay, the audience warm up guy needs to shut up. I'm in class right now. You know, like I treat it
exactly.
all just like I'm learning right now. Cause I feel like, I learn by doing or seeing it. And
Totally
so
in the
the
same way.
best
Yeah.
way to learn is to just be on set and be so present. Now, when it comes to nerves, though, like when you're working with these big names and on these massive productions like Star Wars, like
Yeah.
how are you like grounding yourself and combating those nerves? Because I could imagine when something is like, John Favreau and this big ass budget and so much goes into play, I feel like I would be like, God, I can't fuck this up. I can't crack a joke right now as much as I want to. Like,
Yeah.
so how do you stay grounded in those moments?
For that one specifically, this I'm a big Star Wars nerd, so I had to really like push the nerd down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was, I don't know, it's just such a, you have to go into it like it's any other
Mm-hmm.
movie, any other show, any other. I had done so many short films and little features and stuff before that, that kind of was like, okay, this is what this set is.
Right.
It's a short film, really, but it's just with people who have been doing it for years and know exactly what they're doing and pros at the highest level. So there's no mistakes on that end of it.
Mm-hmm.
They know exactly what shot. They don't have to figure out where the light goes. They don't have
Right.
to figure out where I have two plugs and I don't know where they don't have to do any of that.
That's a
It's
good impression of me. Good job.
Let's give it to me. That's why I don't. How do I? There's two outlets. So. But they also have, so Steph Green was our director on that episode, but she was quarantining for some other show. So she was like on a PA was like holding her phone
Mm,
with her on it.
hmm.
And so John was directing us in that episode, which was, he just walked down and was like, hey, I'm going to be your director for this episode, guys.
You're like,
Oh, great. Cool.
which is so funny though, because like for me, I'm sorry, I've never seen Star Wars ever. I watched your like clips. I've never seen Star Wars the movie, which is pretty insane, but I almost enjoy telling people that because it's such a great reaction.
It is good.
But I'm like, I know John Favreau as Pete from Friends. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
that's why I would be geeking out. You know what I mean? I'm like, and from
Yeah.
Elf. Like, Elf is just like one of the greatest movies ever.
I know. That's why Elf and Swingers. Swingers was like one of my favorite movies growing up.
Yeah.
Like,
So
that was,
I'm like, yeah, that's just like somebody from Friends. So I would be like so starstruck.
but even him, he was like, I mean, they had 5 cameras
Hmm.
going. And he was like, he wrote a completely different script and was here, memorize this, look at this, got it, great,
On the day.
on the day.
Mm.
And did that a few times with like him and the writer would come over and write the thing and go, great, look at it, great, great, cool. And then he saw our faces and was like, don't, like, if you mess up, like, it's fine.
Oh, I
Don't
love
don't
that.
don't worry about it. We just are looking for moments. We'll edit around it. But just find your moments. That's the most important thing, is
Hmm.
like finding the space, finding what these people are going through. And if there's a moment that we miss, or that we'll get it. We'll get it. Another. They had just so much time and so many resources that they could spend a full 2-3 days on one scene.
That's amazing. And I'm sure that helps you feel a lot more relaxed when the director's like, I got you. Don't worry. And you're like,
Yes, and then him too.
hold
You're like,
me.
oh, okay, I
Yeah.
don't, I don't have to worry about anything. I'm
Yeah.
covered.
What
Yeah,
a great experience.
yeah,
I'm sure as a Star Wars lover, that was like a pinch me moment. Like, am I really like, is this real life?
yeah, oh yeah. And just like you go on the set and you walk by a speeder, or you walk, it's
I
like,
don't know who that is.
I know.
Yoda? Baby Yoda? Grogu? I know that.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Speeder, I'll meet him eventually.
Yeah.
Look, I want, my problem is when I get into these worlds, I get
Hmm.
so invested in them. And it takes me a really long time. I'm so behind on TV shows, but once
Yeah.
I'm in it, I'm like, oh, I can't stop
Yeah.
thinking about it, and it becomes my entire identity.
Sure.
So
Star Wars would
it's
be very dangerous for you then, because it's a
yeah.
large, it's a big world. It's a very big
Yeah.
universe that is.
It is a lot. But I feel like I don't know. I think because Baby Grogu is so cute that I would probably give it like a solid effort.
It's a it sucks you in. It's a good journey for sure.
So you had said that you deal with imposter syndrome. So
Hmm.
when you are working on shows like this, how does it come up for you? Like, what are some of the thoughts that you're having involving imposter syndrome in your career?
Yeah, it's that moment. There's always like a safety meeting on set, or there's always a like an intro speech or an intro kind of talk with the director or the AD or both, and um, everyone kind of gathers around. Is like, this is what's happening today. This is what we're doing today. These are the safety concerns, all this stuff. And then within that conversation, it always happens at this time
Hmm.
where I get to like see everybody that's there.
Yeah.
Whether it is Ryan Gosling, who's two people over from me, or it's John Favreau, or it's nobody who I say quote unquote nobody yet,
Right.
um, someone who's not even a name, but there's this many people that are a part of this project, this little art. It is an art project, really,
Yeah.
and like you have as a performer, you are a big piece of that project.
Right.
And if you're not prepared, if you're not ready to go, if you're not ready to turn it on, when it's everyone's looking at you,
Right.
everyone's all their job is to make sure that the performance and the story is told, and you're the one that is telling. You're the tool that's telling that story, and it just sometimes it creeps in there of like, oh, what if I'm not prepared? What if I'm not
Hmm.
supposed to be here? What if somebody else is better at this?
Yeah.
You know, and that's always kind of there, uh,
Hmm.
regardless if it's a short film or if it's a Star Wars show.
Yeah. I mean, it goes for anybody in any job. Like sometimes we do think, this person's better than me, and do I really deserve to be here? Did I work hard enough, or did I just get
Yeah.
lucky? Like we all have these thoughts, and like even me, sometimes I'm like, who am I to have a podcast that then like think that I have something so important to say, like me and 100 million other people? But then I
Exactly.
do it, and it's like, well, I enjoy it, and I'm having a
Hmm.
good conversation, and if it helps one person throughout the day or if it makes them laugh throughout the day, then like who cares? But there's always those thoughts of like, oh my God, what am I doing here? I should just go home.
Right. But it's also like, look where you've come from.
Hmm.
Like, look at all the things you have done,
Right.
and you are like, you've done your work, you've done the job, you've done the research, you've done the legwork. So there's no reason to think that you can't do this, and you're here. You've already taken the step to like be the best you can be.
Right. Right. And
And
owning who you are.
yeah, and you got cast for a reason,
Hmm.
or you started the podcast for a reason, or
Right.
you had an inkling, you had the skills, you had the like push to do it, which is already
Hmm.
so far ahead of the game.
Right.
you know
Right.
and so that is how I kind of combat that,
Hmm. Yeah.
or those thoughts. But yeah, they're always there. They're
Yeah.
definitely.
It is a definite lesson always of like owning who you are, like walking into a room and being, like you said, like I auditioned, I was chosen for this, I was the best person for the job. They believe that, I have to believe that too. And
Hmm.
like not in an arrogant way, but just literally knowing your worth and acting
Yeah,
on that. Because the
yeah,
second you don't, realize your worth is when you get taken advantage of, is when you are probably not doing the best performance. You're probably a little more timid. Like people are like, why is that bitch in the corner so quiet and just staring? You know what I mean? Like that's me. But it's like really, I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh my God, should I be here? Like everybody here is so much more successful than me. Like, how did I get here? I'm gonna get fired if I do one wrong thing. Like it's so, I get
Yeah,
it.
it's nerve-wracking. It is nerve-wracking.
Yeah, it's super nerve-wracking. So, was there like a character that you saw yourself in the most that you've either played or like growing up watching TV? Like, I mean, I know Gladiator made you want to do what you're doing, but where
Right,
when
right.
you're like, I so relate to him right now.
So Maximus is just honestly, I don't think I've played someone that is close to me as
Hmm.
like a human quite yet. At least that's not out there yet. I just wrapped a feature that we would write like the day before, and we write like 2 hours the day before, and then we get up and we shoot those scenes. And
You wrote it.
yeah, so it's myself and then a couple other guys.
That's amazing.
We had like a cast of like 6 or 7 people,
Hmm.
cast and crew of 6 or 7 people, and we just went out and shot a movie, and we did it for 15 days, and we just had the beats of each scene that we wanted to hit in each
Hmm.
act, and I played a character in that was probably the closest to me. I'm just like I'm goofy and out there and
Yeah.
um, kind of chaotic sometimes. So that's like I haven't like played that guy yet.
Hmm.
Um, and so I played that in this movie. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I think that is the
Yeah, that's
closest to
awesome.
me.
I love that you do that. I mean, staying active any way you can. If you're creative, like you're just gonna do it because you want to do it. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah. You kind
Yeah.
of you have this pull to do it,
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
need to do it. Yeah.
Exactly. Now, was there a character on TV that you felt like if you're like, oh, I imagine like if this guy from this show, like that's who I come off as, or like when you saw them, you saw yourself in them.
Joey for
Hell
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
That's amazing
yeah.
because Joey is the best friend out of everybody.
I know, I
He
know.
really is.
I love Joey. Joey's the best.
He like never screwed anybody over. He's always there for everybody. He's
Yeah, it's
so
like
honest.
he's yeah, yeah. He's the confident idiot. It's,
Ex-
you know.
Well, I'd
Yeah.
argue that you're not an idiot, but
Thanks.
that's amazing. Now, I want to talk to you about Lilo and Stitch. Well, wait. I have to talk to you about your stunt work first. How did you get into stunt work?
That was the Star Wars one.
That was your first time. Did they put you through stunt school and then you just started it? Or were you
So
like, okay, I'm gonna do some homework?
I was kind of training a little bit because I just wanted to be. I'd always been active, and done like stage combat stuff or whatever. But I wanted to do like, oh, okay, I want to be Tom Cruise one day. So I
Yeah,
should probably like
but
learn how to
taller.
get hit and like
Yeah.
learn how to fall and all that stuff. So had just kind of started to do that.
Yeah.
And then when this came along, they were like, "Oh, can you like get like hit a couple times and like thrown up against a wall?" I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." Um, and then from there, that was like, "Oh, he can do stunts now."
Yeah.
And so I got an agent that just kind of pitched like actor that does his own
Stunt.
stunts. And so I fell into this like niche of like these little fun like I wouldn't even say bit roles. They were just like little guest star spots that were like, oh, can he ski behind a truck? Great. Can he fall down some stairs? Great. Can he,
That scene of the ice going in your neck, I literally gasped. I was like, God damn. It took me by such surprise. Like I could have never expected that. And that was an intense one, but good
that was,
job.
thank you. Yeah, that was a good time.
I could
Um,
imagine.
but that was like it kind of fell into it, no pun intended. But
Yeah. Okay, well, I have a funny stunt story back to Alias because I was like, I want to be Jen Garner. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't I? And I had a lot of anger going on during last summer. So I was like, how do I get this out in a productive way?
Yeah.
I went to Sword Fight LA in Burbank.
Fun. Definitely been there.
By the second class, I was in urgent care.
Oh no.
And
What
I'm
happened?
still going to physical therapy for my knee. I completely twisted my knee out. Like
Oh
a
no.
brace from hip to ankle by the second class.
Oh,
Couldn't walk, cortisone shot in the knee. Like I
oh, this
wanted
is
to do my own
bad.
stunts so bad. And just it's not in the cards for me.
Oh, that's brutal. I know exactly what that feels like too.
Oh, I couldn't bend it. I couldn't straighten it. It was like the size of a friggin' air balloon. And I was just like, Jen Garner, how do you make it look so easy?
How do you do it?
So
Come
the
on.
only alias part of me is the part where I go eat the tacos. Like that's it.
You go to Santa Barbara.
Yes, yes. Okay, so Lilo and Stitch. How did this come about? And I have to tell you, Lilo and Stitch upset me so much as a child.
Oh,
Like,
why?
because I have this rule where I won't watch any movies where an animal talks if I'm not with my dogs because it makes me so sad.
That is a great rule.
I know.
That
You're
is
Joey, I'm a
perfect.
little Phoebe, okay? So so like it when Stitch gets sad, I am
Yeah,
a mess over it. I
yeah.
will say the first Lilo and Stitch, they brought A-teens to the world, which
Mhm.
I don't know if you know A-teens, but they did a lot of songs for the first movie.
Whoa, no, I didn't know this.
Oh my God, A-teens, they did Can't Help Falling in Love with You. And I think,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
they're like, I think they're a Swedish pop band, I want to say.
They're great. I didn't
They're
know that was
incredible.
them.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm gonna go
So
back to the soundtrack.
that's what it reminds me a lot of too. But I put off watching the Lilo and Stitch trailer I had no plans to watch this trailer because I knew it would. Like, I don't like that they're hunting him. It makes me so upset, even though he is a fictional character. When I
Yeah,
tell you, I was watching because it just reminds me of my dogs, and I'm like, I would never
yeah.
like my dog. And when she's like wishes for a best friend, like my dog was my best friend. I'm a puddle crying watching the Lilo and Stitch trailer, and I was like, God damn it! I almost got away with it. Like I almost didn't have to
Yeah,
watch this, and now
yeah.
here I am, just like a mess over this alien dog.
When his ears go
I
bad.
know he just and his eyes
Yeah.
are so big. I'm like, I get so upset when he's sad that it like really affects me. I sound
But that's
crazy.
also why I loved the first animated one so much is
Mhm.
because there's nothing that like really bad happens. Really, like they get close to getting him, and then like they get him, but then like they come back and then they're like, "Ah, you can stay here."
Yeah,
Like, nothing like really
he's
terrible
so
happened.
cute and funny. I just don't like when they get mad at him. I'm like, let him
I
live.
know. That's like the worst. That's like the worst part.
Like he's just regulating his emotions. Let him live.
Oh, and then when he leaves her too,
I know.
that part gets me. Of
It's
like when
like
he takes the book and she's like,
gut
"You can
wrenching.
take it. You can go if you want.
Oh,
I know you won't come back, but
oh my
I like
God.
that you were here." And
Oh
I was like, "Oh God."
it's like it's literally so emotional to me. How did Lilo and Stitch come about for you? You're playing Agent Foster?
Agent Foster, yes.
Okay.
Um, uh,
Now, you're like real life in this, or is it your voice?
no, real life.
Amazing.
Yeah, which is
So
awesome.
cool.
Yeah. Because Courtney B. Vance is playing Cobra Bubbles, and
Yes.
I'm like his right hand man. I'm like the voice in his ear. I'm
Yes.
like the guy that's like, sir, this is not. What are we doing?
So you
Um,
have to be mean to Stitch?
no, I don't even I don't have to be mean to Stitch. I'm more of like on the hunt for him.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't give too much away, but
That guy.
I play the goofy agent guy. I had a friend who had an agent in Hawaii, and she was like getting jobs in Hawaii. I was like, I also would like jobs in
Sign me
Hawaii.
up.
kind of like a free vacation, really. Like,
Right.
you go do the job and then you stay there for a few more days and you're solid.
Yeah.
So I sent some tapes. She like referred me. I sent some tapes to this agency and they signed me. And then there's only like 2 casting directors on this whole island. They're old chain islands. And she cast me for one like quick NCIS Hawaii episode or something.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, she like, saw that I could work and that it was good and that it worked well and that the director liked me, all this stuff. And she sent me this role for Lilo that was very quick and very like straight man.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of put a goofy spin on it and just kind of had fun with it. It was like, there's only 3 or 4 scenes to read for this thing. And I'm just going to like have
fun.
A good time. Yeah. And on set, Dean Fletcher Camp was like, dude, we watched your tapes like over and over and over again because they were just funny and different and stood out. And
that's amazing.
And it was just like cool to like know that like, oh, I made a weird choice and it like totally worked.
Yeah.
And that's the.
You trusted your instincts. I love that.
Yeah.
That's so fun. And I think too, like, yes, with acting, you're playing a character, but I think it's also important to bring parts of yourself, obviously.
100%.
And that's what you did, and it's working for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Bring a little piece there. Yeah.
What did you do in your downtime in Hawaii when you weren't filming? Do you surf?
Everything I do. Yeah. So I got to surf in Hawaii. Just incredible. There was a bunch of like tourists going out and surfing on like, they like get the big foamy boards and there's a whole like gaggle of them. And I talked to one of the guys and I was like, hey man, can I just like rent one of these surfboards and just kind of surf for a while? And he's like, yeah, man, like we're all coming in like an hour, but you look like you've done it before. You want to just stay out there for a while? I was like, yeah. And I think I stayed out there for like 4 hours.
Surfing?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because the water is like lukewarm.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. You just surf and
I gotta tell you, I'm terrified of the ocean. Not terrified, but like if a fish were to touch my foot, my God. Like I would literally never run so fast the opposite direction.
Pop out of the water and go. Yeah.
Literally, fish freak me out. I don't know what it is. If I saw a fish next to my foot, it would be endgame. But love that for you.
Yeah. No, I definitely, Hawaii's like home away from home for sure.
That's nice. Well, so you did NCIS Hawaii there. You did that Hawaii rescue show there.
Yeah.
And now Lilo and Stitch. I mean, what's keeping you in LA?
I know, right? No, I have great friends here. And I think that's the only reason because I could, you could do self-tapes from anywhere.
Honestly, same. I say that on here all the time. Like my friends are the biggest reason. Like I think of not seeing them for a couple of weeks and it makes me so sad.
Yeah. That's literally, I think, the only reason that I'm still in this city. I love this city. It's a bittersweet. You got to leave the city every now and then, but you got to come back.
Yeah.
But it's definitely friends are the thing.
Yeah. Gosh, yeah, I could imagine like you're filming a movie in Hawaii, like that is just a vacation. Like it's not work.
No.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
I don't know, you might not be able to tell me like what they used for an eyeline for Stitch. Like was it a Stitch doll?
No, they used a
person.
It was like a green ball.
Oh, that is such a testament to actors though. Like you're having this really emotional moment with a green ball.
I know.
They should have put like a puppet on there.
I think they did have. I wasn't there for every scene, obviously, too. But I know that there was a puppet somewhere. I didn't see it, but yeah.
When does Lilo and Stitch come out?
May 23rd.
Okay, amazing. And will the premiere be in Hawaii?
No, I think it's here.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
So fun.
I know. I'm stoked.
Well, congratulations. I mean, this one, I feel like this is a very anticipated film, if not by anybody but my nephew. Like,
right. That's what matters.
Yeah, exactly. Nash will be front row watching you, and he will
He
be
knows. Yeah.
literally so excited. He is a little Stitch. He's so sweet but so crazy, and I just love that kid so much.
It's great.
Now, you also have a new movie coming out that I am actually super excited for. See You When I See You. I was reading about that,
Yeah.
and it sounds right up my alley. And you're also, I mean, David Duchovny, you can't go wrong.
The Hand. The Hand
He
from
is
yes, from
like,
Zoolander. Are you kidding me?
okay, so I'm all about I would watch X-Files with my like when my dad was watching it, scared the shit out of me. But I loved Californication. This will shock a lot of people. I've never seen Zoolander. And I
Wow.
know that face, so good.
I know. That's how you do it. That's how you. Yeah.
But I need to watch it. Everybody's like, Brittany, you will love that movie.
It's incredible.
But
But X-Files, I'm a giant nerd. I have a, Area 51 mug.
oh, that's
I'm,
funny. I'm from Las Vegas, so I
oh,
know
right.
that's about as much as I know of Area 51 is that it's
Right.
in Las Vegas. I know
It's,
nothing
it's
else.
a cool spot. Yeah.
I know nothing else about it. But what is your role in this movie? I mean, this movie, the synopsis was navigating mental health struggles and grief. A family finds humor and healing through the lens of a comedic yet poignant story inspired by a memoir. Like that's literally like everything I love and everything I'm going through and everything I do in my life. So I was like, I need to see this movie tomorrow.
I cannot wait to watch this movie. This movie
Oh,
is going to be so good. I was such like a quick bit in this, but just so grateful to be a part of it. I played the husband to one of these siblings in the main family,
mm-hmm.
and I mean Jay Duplas is incredible. He's
Amazing. Both those brothers. I
the
mean, well,
best. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, David Duchovny is like an accomplished novelist that I had no idea.
Yeah.
He like reads like all like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just all of this whole cast, it was stacked and unbelievable and welcoming
Mm-hmm.
and just so amazing. And then Jay, like before all of his every day on set, will have that circle meeting, but we'll do like 10 minutes of if anyone wants to say anything, get anything off their chest, um, anything that they're going through, they just want to say, um, this is like a safe space for that. And
I love that.
it's the coolest. It's just a little, it's like 10 minutes before the day,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody is together, and it just feels like a family after that. It feels like it's just a comfortable space to work and to
Yeah.
perform and to just everything. It just sets the tone for the rest of the day, which sets
Mhm.
the tone for the whole shoot.
Right,
And
right.
it's incredible. It's incredible.
That's
Um,
and when does that come out?
I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I
I'm
assume this
excited for
year,
that
but
one.
yeah, I shot at the end of at the end of last year, so I assume this year or maybe the end of this year. But
Hmm.
um, that one I'm looking forward to that one a lot. That's gonna be so.
Yeah. So on your days where you're like, okay, I need to wind down. It's been a long day on set, heavy roll, what have you. What show are you turning on?
I mean, recently is White Lotus. That was my.
Okay, we're gonna have an argument about this, I feel like. Our
I know.
first fight. Because okay, look, I love the first two seasons. I didn't watch this last season.
Mm,
I
okay.
and you have 30 seconds to sell me on why I should.
On this third season,
Yeah.
the,
It has so many mixed reviews. Like some people are like this is the worst one and some people are like this is so good.
so for me, it goes season 1, season 3, season 2.
I thought season 2 was the best one.
That's what a lot of people say. I know, and I just because the third one was out and I was waiting for the finale to come. I
Mhm.
rewatched like the first and second seasons. It was like, oh, the first one is just so solid. It's so great. Um, it just like hits every point. And Murray Bartlett, who plays the hotel manager in the first one, is
Yeah, he's
Unbelievable.
unhinged. Yeah.
Yeah, he's incredible. Um, but this third season, I thought the same. I was like, oh, this is really slow. I don't know if I'm, going to be totally invested in this.
Hmm.
But after like the third episode, it begins to like morph into like each one of these people is like going through these different ups and downs and peaks and valleys and all these things, and it all culminates into like 2 episodes of like them resolving stuff, and it's intertwined, and you're yelling at the screen. It's fantastic. It's fantastic.
See, I have this feel like for me, the first couple seasons, it was like, none of you make me feel good. Like, I'm not rooting for a single one of you,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And so it just all kind of made me feel icky and uncomfortable. And like, some people like feeling that way when they watch TV shows. I don't. I want to feel like I'm getting a big hug and
Yeah.
I am like one of the 6 friends, you know, like I just want to feel that light, happy, bubbly, nothing can go wrong. When there is even a hint of something bad's going to happen, I fast forward to the moment.
Oh no.
I'm
So you're a
terrible.
big Ted Lasso fan then?
No.
What? Ted
I, sh-
Lasso is bubbly and fun and
I tried watching Ted Lasso about 3 times. So I think I've seen the first episode 3 times. And each time I was like, I can't do another one. I don't know what it is.
yeah.
Maybe I'll pick it up. But I was the same way with Modern Family. When it was on TV,
Mm,
couldn't be less interested. Then, like 2020,
yeah.
started from the beginning, obsessed. One of my favorite shows ever.
Really? Oh,
Would
so you're
marry
back
Phil
to it.
Dunphy tomorrow.
Wow,
Like,
yeah.
so it's like I think art and TV and film songs, they find you when they're meant to find you.
I agree. I agree.
So I try not to force myself into watching anything, you know?
Yeah. No, I
But
totally agree with that because I think I didn't watch a few shows until they were.
yeah, until they were like, I didn't watch Gilmore Girls when it was on TV, and then I watched it in my early 20s. Now I've watched it like 35 times. It's kind of insane. Now, before you go, we only have a couple minutes left, but I want to ask you. This has been great, by the way, super fun.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you for having me. This is
Amazing conversation. Like you are so like chill to talk to. Like
you too.
it's great. What is the best piece of advice that someone has given you or that you have learned and you've passed on to others, whether it be for your mental health or your career or just life in general?
Best piece of advice. Um, that you're enough.
Hmm.
I I was told this by a couple people in so many words, but like you don't have to, like, first it was a note, like a note
Mm,
that I got. It was like you don't have to be, you don't have to go anywhere else. Like you are like doing the thing. Yeah, and it was just, I don't know. It was a friend. It was like a producer friend, and I don't think I've seen him since. but
you're like, that's all I
but
needed from you. Goodbye.
yeah, um, but no, it was like it was such a genuine thing of like, hey man, like you're gonna be okay. Like
Mm,
you're doing it. And just in that moment in life, I think it was I think I was contemplating not going forward anymore with it or trying another path or something.
hmm.
And for some reason, that timing of that piece of advice, I don't know, just a compliment really,
Right.
was so impactful,
Yeah.
um, that I take on to, like, if I see somebody, teetering on like, ah, should I do this? Should I continue doing this thing? Which happens to everybody in this industry.
Yeah.
Um, of like taking a beat and being like, you've been doing pretty good.
Hmm.
You're good at what you're doing, and you have so much more to give, and
Yeah.
yeah, just to like keep on
Yeah, gaining perspective too, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I am enough and I've gotten myself here and I
Yeah.
will continue to get myself what I want because I always have. It's always
Yeah.
worked out. And like,
Yeah.
I don't need to try so hard. I don't need to push
You
so
can
hard.
just
Like
like letting
be
it go,
yeah,
letting
yeah,
it
yeah.
go, and it will work. It will
Mm-hmm.
work. If you
I love
just keep
that.
stepping in the, it's gonna
I know.
happen. But
Yeah, I love that. Well, Skylar, this was amazing. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the
you,
laughs. Thanks for the recommendations.
of course,
Maybe next time we talk, I'll have watched another 30 minutes of Ted Lasso or White
great.
Lotus, and I'll give you my review.
Yeah, great.
Congratulations on Lilo and Stitch.
Thank you so much.
So excited. I'm going to be the one blubbering in the back of the theater,
Me too.
crying over this alien dog. And good luck grocery shopping and cooking.
Yay! That's right. I have to do that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Like, oh, damn, that's what I have to do. All right. Well, I will talk to you soon. Have such a good day. Thank you again.
Thank you, Brittany. Thanks,
Bye.
Skyler. Have a
Thanks,
good
Leah.
weekend.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.